How are we doing, gamers? Welcome back to a fresh new episode of Super Mario 3D World, where today, we're not doing something very bright. As you can see, this is Toad in a place full of lava and other instant death forms, you know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of that. Not very bright, that's for sure, because Toad, he sure does like to run fast. But you know what? I said screw it today. The only thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be trying to go back and get some stars here. In the previous episode, we lost a whole bunch of stars. We just missed out on a whole bunch of them all throughout all these levels, and I kind of wanted to just take an episode before we move on to the final world within, like, the story of this game. I just wanted to take some time to get these stars, you know, or at least take a swing at getting them. Obviously, there are some places where we were forced to get the stars, like these two boss battles right here. But we are going to be backtracking for a little bit. I accidentally hit a button against my desk. That's fun. There isn't a whole lot of space here in the old dorm, but you know, we get around it, that's for sure. But anyways, let's see how many levels we got to deal with here. Looks like we got a few up there. Which one do I want to tackle first? I suppose we can go with the first one, you know. This is the very first level in this world. There are some hammer bros, or fire bros I should say, what the frick. And luckily, we've got the best power-up in the game, the boomerang suit. Now this is a great power-up. Especially for, you know, situations where you didn't see nothing. I'll go get the fire flower, I guess. Ah, yes, the fire flower, the best power-up in the whole game. It's actually great for fighting fire, as you can see. We can fight fire with fire, and it all magically works out. Anyways, looks like we got the first star, so it looks like we're going to be looking out for the second star, which is going to be somewhere around here, because we did pass the first star, and the stars go in order, basically. So, where is this star? Hopefully it's, you know, beyond this teleporter right here, because this is kind of a one-way. Most of the time, the second star is past the checkpoint, but there are some exceptions. That's not a star, but that's some time. We'll take that. We love to buy ourselves some time on this channel, that's for sure. But yeah, looks like we don't have much going on here, actually. We've got a 1-up, that's pretty nice. We really gotta watch out for the flumps. I thought for sure, like, maybe, just maybe, it's like right on top of some of these buildings right here. But yeah, looks like we got a surface up there and a pipe. I reckon it's probably in there, that or the stamp. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna hop onto this pipe right here, and we're gonna hop up on the flump, and then we're gonna hop right on up here, and now we can access this pipe. So I'm willing to bet at least something is down here. And oh boy, it's the star. It's one of these levels too, where you gotta jump to move the platforms. And hopefully we can, you know, get this all right and everything. It is going to require just a little bit of timing, just a little something like that. Not like that. Let's try that again. Thank goodness. Do we have infinite? No! We don't have infinite tries. Aw, that sucks. Hold on, if I go down this, will the pipe disappear on the other side? No, okay, so we can go down this and reset the room. We can just hit this button again, and here we go, take 2. Oh, frick, dude. I think I see what you gotta do there. You gotta have it in this position, then switch the platform while the ball is on the platform right up there, the blue one on the top right. And then it'll fall, and it'll have enough momentum to land on the red platform that now exists, and from there, I reckon, that's gonna be the move. So only a couple jumps are required here, so let's give that one more attempt here. Hopefully I get it right this time. There we go. Now, we just wait. We don't panic, we just wait. We do a little something like that, and then a little something like that. Oh my goodness. That is not how I intended it to go, but either way, we got the star. That is nice. That really made me shiver my timbers there for a second. That is all 3 stars completed here. Now, I would like to get my hands on the stamp, too. That would be pretty nice, you know? We already got this star right here. The stamp tends to be a little bit more hidden, and I don't really know where you could potentially hide a stamp. Except maybe beneath the lava, you know? That would be evil, though. Like, how would you even get under there? This is maybe like a secret passage in this pipe right here, like a secret direction you can take. Or not. Going under again. And yeah, that's just a linear path right there. No splits whatsoever in that path. Now, the only other place it can remain, I guess, is the area where the flagpole's at, maybe? What if it's behind here? It is not. There is nothing behind there. That sucks. At least we were able to keep the fire flower all throughout this level. That's pretty good. Alright, next level we've got is this cave level right here. Now, we already have the stamp. It was pretty nice to find. But this level is pretty interesting, and that's because it's mostly darkness. You gotta light things up here, and luckily we have just the perfect power up to do so. And I imagine that's probably where most of the stars are hidden, so... yeah, we're gonna have to do a little bit of trekking here. Once we locate the first star, we can use that to figure out the positions of the second and third ones. So, don't exactly remember off the top of my head where the first star was in this. But I guess we'll figure that out shortly. I haven't seen anything suspicious yet. Yeah, there it is right there. So now we gotta keep our eyes peeled here. Now, I do believe some of the stars we weren't able to get, that was because we didn't have a power-up. And I really didn't feel like risking it. But right here, we'll slide in that little room right there, and that's the second star. So that was pretty easy right there. Third star, where is it at? We're gonna figure that out. Now, let's see, does it have anything to do with the torches in this room, potentially? I mean, it looks like we've got 6 of them. There better be a fire flower right here. Yes, there is. Great. We'll take that. Take this dude out. And that's all 6 lit up, but nothing happened, so... on to the next room, I guess, which is this place right here. It's a little bright in here. So this is where the stamp was. The stamp was just to the right here. There it is right there, basically. I don't know where you could potentially hide a star in this area right here, so I guess just on to the next one. Which does not appear there's much of anything in here. That was a very close call right there, not gonna lie. But anyways... anything in here, potentially, because we do have a pretty interesting camera angle. I don't think so. There's clearly a wall right here. Wait a minute. Before I hit that. Oh my goodness, I freaking knew it, dude. What the frick? Let's get up there. Oh no, no! Oh, you've gotta be kidding me! No! That was diabolical right there. Alright, and here we are yet again. We're gonna attempt this one more time. Did some really world-class speed running there, not gonna lie. But there we go, we do a little high jump. That was quite an interesting mishap I had right there. I don't think I've ever had that happen to me in a game. Like, any game, period. That was hilarious. I was trying to do, like, a different jump there. There's a way you can jump slightly higher if you mash some buttons. Kind of like that right there. That's what I was attempting to do. You gotta hit a couple buttons on the controller. I guess one of the buttons I hit by accident was, the ZR button, which lets you go down pipes. And yeah, that's kind of what happened right there. Anyways, that's that level complete right there. Like, 100%ed. We got everything we need. So, up next we have this right here. Now, this has a whole bunch of blue lava beneath it and a whole bunch of bullies, so... might be a little bit difficult, especially without any, like, ranged power-ups here. So hopefully we can get our hands on some. Now, the only star we need in this level is going to be the middle star, so the second one. We'll take this mushroom right here. How the frick did that dude get over here? This bully literally followed me across the platforms here. Oh, man. Alright, luckily now that we've died, we get a mushroom automatically. So, yeah, that means fire flower, hopefully, and this block's right on over here. There it is, so now we can start unleashing our wrath. On the dry bones? No, not on the dry bones, okay. Could have sworn that, you couldn't do that on the dry bones. You can't do that in Super Mario 3, at least. I thought for sure for a second there you could, actually, but no. So, that probably explains why there's so many of them in this level, so that way you can't just kill them all off. But anyways, what have we got going on here? I'm not sure if we've passed the first star yet. I think the second star, that was potentially on one of these right here. There's the stamp, we'll take that. Now, yeah, the platforms are gonna go away. We gotta wait for them to come back. Yeah, I reckon the star might be on one of these platforms that's in the middle of all the spikes right there, or right here potentially. Let's hop on over here. The reason I didn't really go for the star in this one is because I was scared. Like, I was playing chicken there. Hopefully we can get this in time. Nah, no. Hopefully that thing doesn't despawn. Oh, yes it does. Come on now. Alright, and one speed run later, and a couple of lives as well, we're back here, ready to attempt the challenge again. There we go. That's how it should have gone the first time. Or can we keep it to the end? It actually really doesn't matter, because, you know, once you have the star, you have it permanently, regardless of whether you carry it to the end of the level. But nevertheless, I am going to take my best shot at completing this level. And I also don't think you actually keep the star if you quit the level. I'm not going to experiment at all, because quite frankly, bullies, like, especially because, like, you can't kill them, you gotta push them around when you have, like, so much instant death around like this. It's a little nerve-wracking, really shakes my bones. But nevertheless, that fight was completely successful right there. We can take this flagpole, and that's that level completed. Even the stamp, too, that's great. We're making some progress here. Now, I don't know exactly how many stars we're gonna need to fight Bowser for the final time, so I am just completing as many of these levels as I can, A, for content, and B, because, I just really don't know. I'd rather overshoot it than have to go back and, you know, complete all these again right when people are expecting to fight the boss, basically, so... Yeah, hopefully Bowser will be in, like, an episode or two, ideally, maybe 3. Yeah, and that'll be all set and everything. We might play some bonus levels after this series, but yeah, it's gonna basically be the whole main series right there, right up until the point we beat Bowser, basically. But now, we're gonna be heading to an underwater level here, where I know I missed some stars, that's for sure. Now, we are low on power-ups, as per usual, you know. I've kind of balled on just, you know, absolutely nothing but Toad here, I guess. Through many episodes throughout this series, so... Yeah, hopefully we can pick up some power-ups or just, you know, survive and get our stuff, you know? There's a mushroom, we'll take that. Now, can I keep it? That's the question. I'm not sure if you can stomp the bloopers right here. I'm not really gonna try taking a shot at that, quite frankly. I know you can fireball them. Really not liking how close they're getting to me. There's our first star. Oh man, we really danced very close to the fire right there, not gonna lie. Now, where's our next power-up gonna be? Hopefully it's in this section right here. I'd really like it to be, or maybe even sooner, potentially. Oh yeah, there it is. There's the star, or the flower, I should say, that I could not get last time. I do reckon there's the second star right there we already got, but what do we have going on down here? We've got some more time. That's nice. We already have the stamp, so I guess it's really not all that necessary. And here we are. There's the checkpoint. It's one of those levels where, you know, the first 2 stars are before the checkpoint, so obviously, yeah, we've got a little bit of searching to do, but, it's gonna be on a pretty big area of the level, too, like half of it, so... I don't think I noticed this other glowing spot right here in the water last time, so... Okay, it's just coins. Like the other one. Nothing really too big to see there, quite frankly. Which means I guess this is going, yes, back underwater. Oh yeah, I think I remember this. So I think the, yeah. So the star is inside of a pipe, which we can only access with the fire flower. And we don't have a fire flower on us, not even in our inventory slot right there. So that could be a little bit of a problem. Unless, of course, there's a fire flower somewhere around here. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of searching. That pipe right there, I reckon that's gonna take us out of here, so we're gonna steer clear of that for now. Going down here, there it is again. I want to check the area that's like up and to the left, like right around here. It's all just coins, so... Yeah, we might have to come back to this one with the fire flower. That's great, I love when that happens. Because it's not gonna let us damage boost through the spikes right there, which sucks, but... You know, I guess it is what it is. Luckily right here, I reckon we can get... Yes, the fire flower! Of course, right after the section we actually need it. And then we lose it right after that. That's great. Love to see it. But at least we know for sure where that thing is at, you know? Alright, so I reckon the fire flower should be right here. We can take that. Now all we gotta do is keep it for as long as we can. Like, right up until we get that, that star right there. We need that star. This is gonna be the only way we're able to do this. Because, the fireballs, you can send them through the pipe, and that's basically how you break the spikes. Alright, now here it is, here's the section. If we lose it here, I'm gonna be just mildly upset, you know? Mildly. But, there it is, right up there. So we're gonna want to be very, very careful around the sharks right here. We do not want to touch any of that right there. So there we go. That's that. And there we go. We finally have all 3 stars in this level, plus the stamp. Yeah, this world is really going from, like, absolutely bare minimum completion to, like, fully 100%ed right there. We don't ever have to go back there ever again if we don't want to. And right here we've got a level without the first star and the stamp. And this is the level where, there was that gas that was coming down, so we gotta be a little bit fast here, but we also gotta keep an eye out for the star. So if I reckon, it's probably in this building we're in right now. I'm not really sure if this is the tower. I don't think it is. It had like, it didn't have the dry bones in it, so this should be pretty clear. We'll take the cat suit, you know. We gotta climb around, do some moving, you know. Oh, what is that right up there? I see a familiar green glow on the top left there near that balcony. We're gonna go check it out. I'm willing to bet it is our friend, the first star. Now, let's see. And the stamp, too. We'll take that. Can we climb up this? Yes, we can. And we can sure can do it all the way up to the roof, I guess. That's nice. We just skipped part of the level right there. That was probably like the fastest grabbing of the star and the stamp right there ever. That was also a very close call. I don't know why I got flung so far to the left there, or the right. I can't even get my directions straight, because that's how hyped I am right now. That was amazing. And we want to make sure, learning from last time, that we take out as many of the enemies in here as we possibly can, so that way that makes the path as easy as possible to speedrun later, because we're going to need to do that. There's going to be absolutely no time for any mishaps or sightseeing on our way down here, so we're going to get this coin, and now it is time to make a bolt for it. Now, another mistake I made, particularly right here, is that I thought you could slide through the right side of that seesaw platform. The one that's like right next to the platform right there, the normal platform. You can't. So don't attempt to do that if you decide to go and play this level. But anyways, that was a real speed run there on my part. We got those stars and stamps very quickly. And on a level that, you know, I failed at a couple times. So that's really good. You know, we're really learning from our mistakes here, that's for sure. Now, last level, the volcano one right here. Except for Bowser, we gotta do this level too at some point, but I think I'm gonna end the video right off after we finish this one right here. This one, this has absolutely nothing in it. Like, absolutely nothing grabbed from this level. We literally just ran and made a bolt for it, and rightfully so. I mean, there's a lot of lava here, and that really shivers your timbers after a while. But anyways, what do we have going on right up above here? Nothing. Okay. That was a good check, though, to be fair. That mushroom, however, that mushroom's probably history. But, now, I reckon we are going to probably want to hang out in some areas that might not be all that safe to get any of the items here. So that means we're gonna have to wait for the lava to go down here real quick, just so I can, you know, do a little bit of investigating here. Doesn't look like much of anything's happening right there, though, but I reckon later on in this level, there might just be a little something hiding below there. And there it is. And this is the star that requires the boomerang flower, dude. Oh, that sucks. Maybe I can knock one of these guys right towards it, potentially. See how much distance we can get on that, or not. Okay. Unless maybe there's a boomerang flower hidden around here somewhere. I don't think we're going to be able to get that right away. But there is the first star, potentially. Maybe the second one. But we're gonna have to keep our eyes peeled for one of these frickin' boomerang suits. There's not a whole lot of them, but hopefully we can still get our hands on one. For now, you need to go away, my friend. Because I need to attempt to get this other star right here using the coins. That was a close call. You also don't want to step in the stuff they track behind too, and that was indeed the first star that we just passed. This is a one-way. That sucks. I don't know what we're gonna do. Because, you know, I did say earlier in the series that if you do get the star, which we can get that star, not without dying, unfortunately, but we can get it, we can hop right on over there. We could technically do that. I guess I can take a swing at doing that, but I'd want to survive. That's going to be important, you know. Just like that. We're going to have to do that. That was a great death right there. But anyways, so the mushroom right up above there, I believe that is always a mushroom, so there's nothing we're going to be able to get from that. There's the boomerang flower. We'll take that. Now all we got to do is keep it, you know? That's kind of a task sometimes, if you couldn't already tell, especially for the kind of person that I am, who's always got to talk over everything. Nevertheless, I reckon it should be coming up. There it is right there. I can knock these dudes back. Really great. That's great, actually. Yeah, screw it. I'm just gonna try. Oh my goodness, I survived. Holy frick, dude. Or not. That was good. That was a great play there, though. I didn't think I'd be able to survive that, but we landed on the platform. I mashed some buttons, and yeah, I guess it is possible to do it without the boomerang flower. It just takes a little bit more raw talent, or just luck, I guess. You know, luck. Luck is kind of nice, too. So now the only thing we have left is the third star, which should be coming up real soon. I reckon just beyond this pipe right here. And I see it. It's right on over there. We might need the boomerang power to get that one too. So hopefully there's a power-up. Maybe in either of these blocks right here, potentially? Maybe? No, it's all just coins, at least in this one. Let's see this one. Oh yeah, baby, there it is. Now, can I take out the, yes I can. Great, I can take out the dry bones. There's the stamp. So I guess we'll attempt to get that, since that's in sight right there. Now we're gonna do that, though. Because we're gonna have to run under here, get that, and then run back before the lava comes out. That was really dancing close to some fire right there, that's for sure. But anyways, now the only thing we have left is the star, which actually looks like we can just walk right on over to it, potentially, if we're just careful and everything. Really not liking these fricks coming up out of the lava right here, though, to be honest. Like, that's a little anxiety-inducing, but there we go. There's the star, which I almost walked away from. That's fun. Now all I gotta do is wait for the lava to go down and get to the end, and that's this level and the video complete. And there we go. Top of the flagpole, too. Very nice, with Toad. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video. We're gonna probably go back to the first Bowser boss fight level. Basically the castle in this world next episode. But anyways, if you liked what you saw, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you later.